If you don't update yourself with the latest knowledge or with latest things in the world, you will be left far behind. So business model is also innovation, like HMT watches were winding, rewinding, and they were replaced by digital watches. When you have written the research paper, you must proofread yourself. Don't go to anybody else. That is role of research and innovations in modern day businesses. These points, which have been given in the next slide, that's introduction. Then I will define what is research and what is innovation. Usually people construe there is no difference between research and innovation. There is a lot of difference between research and innovation, which we will see in a consecutive slide. And then how to do research. How one does research, we will explore in brief. Then how does one innovate? That we will also see in very brief. How the research and innovation is key to progress, prosperity, development of not only businesses, societies, nations, countries, business entities, and individuals also. The last slide before conclusion is devoted to what should students in business school do to tune in with them by integration of research and innovation, because I have decided what is the strategy which should be adopted by them so that they benefit to the hilt. And lastly, we will conclude. Research and innovations are essential for business growth, survival, and competitiveness. Today's talks explains definitions, differences, and applications of both research and innovations. It also provides guidance to students from B schools. I have been told by Madam that this audience consists of students from psychology department and business school, as well as few engineering students. So this may be construed as a advice to all of them, not only to B schools. What is research? Research is a systematic process to discover new knowledge. We will come to know in due course what is really research means. But new knowledge, we must know something new. This may be scientific research, this may be correlational research, this may be unstructured research. And whenever we resort to a type of research, our methodology changes. For example, if it is a scientific research, you have to be truthful, objective, precise, accurate. Your results must be reproducible. You cannot round about those, beat around those. You have to be very, very clear and distinct in your objectives, what you do by doing research. What is innovation? Innovation is the creation of new ideas, products, processes. What are the different types of innovations? Sustaining innovation. Sustaining innovation is the innovation which is required to thrive, a company to survive. Sustaining innovation is the innovation which continuously enables the industries to update their existing processes, products, and measure outputs. Disruptive innovation. Disruptive innovation is one technology comes and it completely makes the other technology or other business entity or other business model totally out of place. I was just talking to Vipul Arora. Before this, Amazon has disrupted all the book selling stores in India. They are taking over. They are managing into monopoly due to their research and innovation. And then product innovation. All these innovations provide value to customers and stakeholders. Next slide, please. What is difference between research and innovation? Research provides new knowledge by discovery, by design of experiments, by doing meticulous planning of exploring the answers to the questions, and it investigates specific questions, understands causes, and creates new knowledge. So research is a new knowledge. the knowledge which was not known. It may be new way also to apply the research findings in such a way that another knowledge is created. Next slide. Innovation. Innovation applies the results of research findings. When you do research, you arrive at some outcomes. So, how to apply that? It is not the work of research team or scientists to apply that. Application is done by innovations to create solutions, services, and processes that provide value. And when we apply innovation, when we apply the results of research, then it must add commercial value and practical benefit. If innovation does not provide commercial value or practical benefit, it is useless, it's worthless, it's no innovation at all. Next slide, please. How to do research? Actually, I spent around during BTech 5 years, MTech 2 years, and 5 years during PhD. And how to do research is a vast subject. If you scan literature, you will find that tens of books are available on methodology of research. How the research to be done. To tell all that in 30 minutes time is really a difficult proposition. But even then, I have tried to jot down few points so that it is easier for the students, faculty members, and other people to understand what do you mean by research. These steps are, first step, the first and most important aspect is identify and develop your topic. Your topic may be of interest to you. Topic may be given to you by your university, by your department. It may be given by government. It may be given, or you may yourself choose a topic. There are tens of research papers on how to identify topics for research. So, but generally, you should you should choose a topic in which you are comfortable. If you are not comfortable with a topic, you should never choose it. Then conduct literature survey. Conducting literature survey is very, very important. And if you see how to do literature survey, there are books and books, papers and papers, blogs and blogs, thousands of blogs. But it should start with preliminary research to reaffirm your faith in the topic in which you want to go ahead, and then the real research. I usually tell to all my audience and people in Ripples and elsewhere that if you want to do research, you should ask 3 questions to yourself. 3 questions you must ask to yourself. And you must get answers to these 3 questions. What are these 3 questions? What is the existing knowledge? What is the knowledge available in the books, journals, with the peers, with the academia, with the specialist? And what is not known? What is known and what is not known? Suppose you have a phenomena and you know something happens. If you do this, this happens. But you do not know when you do this, what will happen. So what is known, what is not unknown? And if you bridge the gap between what is known and what is not known, this is research. So while doing literature survey, you must always make efforts to find answers to these questions. But while you are doing literature survey, you must see the credibility and quality of sources for the literature survey. In this internet era where everything is being changed due to cut, copy, and paste method, you must ensure that the literature which you are citing or which you are reading or which we are referring must be genuine, original, precise, reliable, trustworthy, and truthful. Next slide, please. How to do research? Third most important aspect, or fourth most important aspect, is take notes and recall ideas and experimental results. This is a very good habit of a researcher. If you don't take notes, if you don't jot down things which you have done every day, you may forget it at the end of the day. When you start writing paper, or you start writing your thesis, or you start writing your report, you may forget. So you must take notes and keep it at a safe place. Then conduct experiments, analyze data. Again, lot of literature is available on how to analyze data. Books are available, papers are available, and how to do experiment in scientific way. Design of experiment is there. Design of experiment itself, lot of books are there. But it's not possible to tell it here everything here. And then research paper preparation. I am reminded of my days in Steel Authority of India Limited when I used to teach my scientist students, because they were all scientists, how to write a research paper. I remember that used to do 1 day deliberation on research paper preparation itself. Actually, we used to hold effective technical writing for 3 days, in which 1 day it used to be a research paper preparation itself. And it is a vast subject, but whenever you write a research paper, it must have introduction, background, objective, scope, literature survey, the findings, results and discussion, conclusions, recommendations, references. And you must cite references in your research paper, thesis, or report which you are preparing for the organization or for yourself or for Government of India. Another thing is proofread the final paper. When you have written the research paper, you must proofread yourself. Don't go to anybody else. Read the entire paper objectively with attention and keep it for a few days. Keep it for a week. After 1 week, you see it again. You will find that there are amazing slips. There are slips which may have not occurred to you when you are writing the research paper or thesis or report. So proofread it and keep it for a week, see it again. And after that, you make another corrections, major corrections. And then you show it to your guide, mentor, or peers. Next slide, please. Additional research tips. You see, when you do research, you work from generalities to specifics. Initially, the research topic is broad. But when you go on experimenting through proper design of experiments by proper planning, then you suddenly realize that you are narrowing your goals and objectives. That is the real purpose of research. If you don't go from general to specifics, it's not a research. If you start your investigation, you may be thinking that this is happening, this is happening. And if you keep your broad objective, then you will end nowhere. Continue to do research for years. I had many many fellow colleagues in BHU who we used to do research for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years without any come, because you cannot do research unless the objective and goal is clear, unless you narrow down your research area from general to specific. Correlate and validate your results with those of earlier investigators. In scientific study, if you are not able to correlate your results with those of earlier investigators, it's of no use. I am reminded of my research in IIT BHU. We got an astounding result, which has nobody ever seen in life. We repeated it once, twice, thrice, 4 times. My guide, Professor Pathak, was at his wit's end. Why this is happening? Why this phenomenon is happening? Nobody has reported. But then we started looking into it, and we finally arrived at the conclusion that we are right. Maybe nobody has reported it, but we are in the right track. What we are finding is correct, and it was corroborated by optical microscopy, scanning electron microscopy, transmission electron microscopy, stereo microscopy, then debris analysis, weird debris analysis, and all that. And finally, one day while I was seeking through journals, I found one paper after 1 year or so, where the same thing was reported. So if you don't get any correlation or validation by others, you just be assured with yourself, continue to produce your experiment, and you will come to know that you are on right track. Another thing is be in continuous touch with peers, guide, and mentor. This is very important. And constantly update yourself. Updating yourself is not only important in scientific research, this is equally important in life also. If you don't update yourself with the latest knowledge or with latest things in the world, you will be left far behind. How to innovate? Create a culture of creativity and innovation. We have written a blog, How to Nurture Creativity in Your Organization. And before that, I forgot to tell you that we have published 8 blogs on how to write a research paper or how to do effective technical writing. Those you can see in our blogs. In the end, we have given the how can you see our blogs. Encourage incremental motivation by team members. Actually, I am reminded of quality circles in Steel Authority of India Limited. Steel Authority of India Limited, every department, it is maintenance or product, or quality and assurance, or marketing, or finance, any department, personal department. It was a huge complex. Steel Authority of India Limited at that time, it was implying around 1,60,000 employees. So they used to have quality circles. And these members of quality circles in every department, every section, they used to have quality circles. They used to meet every day in second half of Saturday over a cup of tea and used to discuss what are the improvements required in day-to-day business, in the work they do, in the whether they can do anything to reduce energy consumption, to cut down production cost, if they can cut down the this cycle of production, because all these leads to benefits. And you will be amazed to know that this incremental innovation led a lot to sustain sale in a big way. When you innovate, and if you are working in a business organization, you should see that business goals of your entity or organization are in tune with the innovation strategies which you decide. And business model innovation, you know very well that when business model changes, the whole thing changes. So business model is also innovation, like HMT watches were winding, rewinding, and they were replaced by digital watches. In Ripples also, we were offline and having centers in Hyderabad, Chennai, Gurgaon, Bangalore. But we were thinking then how to cut down the cost of maintaining offices and offline training in these different centers. Then one idea struck to us that let us go online. And you will be amazed to know that by October 2019, we were online. Even the digital payments were done online. Coaching was done online. Examination was done online. And this paid a dividend to us because in 2020, when Corona started and it paralyzed the whole world, of course, offline coaching and training, we were saved. Many of our competitors could not face this scenario of Corona, which continued in 2020 and 2029. So business model innovation is also a very important facet of research and innovation. Another thing is we are constantly updating ourselves. And conventional CHRMP, CCP, and all those things which he was counting, we have now come to launch programs on CSR, generative AI. We will shortly launch programs on ESG and many, many more things. Generative AI, I think we are the first to launch a program in India for online coaching. Next. Research and innovation in progress. Okay, economic growth. The research and innovations, they are properly put together. They drive economic growth. And when economic growth is driven, then you are able to repeat your story by establishing another companies or establishing another entities. Then problem solving. Research and innovations, when bottlenecks are known by research, you can address the problems and solve it. Then environmental science. In climate change is happening, by doing research, you know how the climate change is happening and how you can mitigate it. And then innovation mitigates those problems by taking adequate measures. Competitive edge. Research enables innovation helps you to maintain a competitive edge, because maintaining a competitive edge in the business is very important. And if you are not competitive, you're not ahead of your competitors, you may go down very soon. So it helps you to maintain a competitive edge. Knowledge expansion. This also helps in expansion of knowledge, which leads to progress. Next, improved efficiency. Products and processes are invented, discovered, are made with improved efficiency. And then technological advancements, job creations. Job creation is very important facet, because you see the job roles are changing, job responsibilities are changing, job skill sets are changing. Karnataka state government has formed a state Karnataka Economic Development Council, in which we are a member. And as per one survey by USA, 65% of the skill sets which are taught in these universities will become obsolete and irrelevant if they don't tune in with the new job skill sets. So it is better to equip yourself with new job skills, because the earlier jobs, which used to be really jobs for which there is a lot of hue and cry in India these days, job, will not exist after a decade or so. New jobs will appear, and only those who have these adequate skill sets will be able to benefit from that. Sustainability. In order to make your industry, business enterprise sustainable, research and innovation plays an important role. Of course, Bipul Arora will talk in detail about the sustainability. Better quality of life. You imagine 100 years before what was the life of all of us and how it is. We are connected in a better way. We have comfort. We are aware with the latest knowledge of anything happening in the world, though it has pros and cons of all these things. But even then, we have a better life. Cultural and societal impact. The cultures are changing, societies are changing very fast. Next slide. Now the last slide. What the students should do in a business school, or in general, what the students should do to get the maximum benefit of integrating the research and innovation. First thing, these are the strategies adopted, finalized by us. One is focus on industry-specific trends and problems. Actually, must be in tune with what industry is doing, what are industry's problems, what are trends in industry. Usually, we are taught many things in engineering colleges, business schools, but we do not know what is really happening in industries. So they should focus on industry-specific trends and problems. This is the first strategy which should they adopt. And then they should develop analytical and critical thinking. Unless you have analytical and critical thinking skills, you cannot go ahead in your career. Update technological skills. 30 years back, only Excel, PowerPoint was there. That also in primitive form, but now it has been taken over by Tableau, Generative AI, Python, and advanced Excel, and so many things. So you must, whether you are a student of engineering or not, but you must know Generative AI. You must know advanced Excel. You must know Python, Tableau. Maybe you do not know everything, but you must know things which help you to analyze and decide things in a better way. You will be glad to know that in Generative AI, we are conducting classes for students, for managers, for leaders as well. Engage with industry experts and practitioners. If you engage with industry experts and practitioners, you know what they are doing, what are their demands, how they want to shape up, in what way they want their help. Once I had gone to engineering college in Delhi for giving interview of a director. Their industry used to come and give them projects for doing. It was such a good thing. But how many industries give projects to students of engineering or business schools? I don't think. This institute industry interaction is totally missing. This is a very sad part in our country. Publish and present research papers for credibility. If you publish research papers and you find your publish your findings, then you may be noticed. If you are presenting a paper on CSR after a lot of research, then somebody and presenting in a paper, some of CSR people may come and see it and they think that you are expert in CSR. And they may employ you. Then seek internship to apply research and innovation. Because they should seek internship, even at lower salary. No, not a problem. And vice versa. The industry should also give lot of interns, place for lot of interns, and leverage research insights to drive entrepreneurship. This is very interesting, you see. Suppose an e-commerce man is there, he is exploring the landscape, e-commerce landscape in rural India, and he comes across there is wide gap between demand and supply in rural area. So he may start a retail chain to supply things online, because everything at a click of a button, you order a thing and the particular thing reaches your home. This is true in my village also. It was not equipped with such a great facility a decade back. And vice versa. He may purchase the produce of farmers so that they get better price, because the farmers don't get a better price of their yield, their products, their produce. They are exploited by people who come to their place, take it in cheap rates, and they suffer. But if you give them good price through online, and you see everything online, do everything online, and then this may be proved to be a good entrepreneurship. Next slide. Now in conclusions, I'm last part of my lecture. Conclusions are very important for any lecture, for any research topic. I was told, and I have learned while lecturing on effective technical writing, doing sessions, that conclusions should be distinct, specific. They should not beat about the bush. They should be very precise, specifically in science. And they must be point-wise. So here, the conclusions are point-wise. First conclusion is that research provides knowledge while innovation translates into reality. Actionable solutions. Both are essential for progress and for increasing competitiveness, for economic development, for technological advancements, for job creation, for sustainability, and they together drive better quality of life and prosperity. So research and innovation must be utilized fully by not only by students, by all of us, by companies, by nation, by society, by anybody, if he or she or enterprise or business or nation or society wants to derive maximum benefit of the modern technological advancements. I don't say that you do it for exploiting other people. You do it for your own self, for your society, for your family, so that no scarcity comes. Next slide. Research is not only an academic assignment. Some students think that it is just academic assignment. They do a project. It is just a project. Do a project. Don't do project for project's sake. Do project for learning something, so that you are able to derive maximum benefit out of it. Many students just do it formally. They don't at all understand the doing a project in a very comprehensive, perfect, precise manner, so that they can harness the full potential of that project execution. And they should also use tool. This Generative AI, Advanced Excel, Python, Tableau, this is not only for engineers. This is for every student. Because if you are a general student, even BA, BSc, if you know these things, you will get employed very quickly. Other than if you have only BA in history and don't know anything, your employment chances are very nil. But if you know these skills, say you will get employed and your career growth will be excellent. So building expertise, getting noticed, and if you have these skills, you will get noticed. Oh, he knows Python, he knows advanced Excel, he knows how to analyze data. Data analysis is very important thing. When I was director in uh, this IFTM University, there used to be a lot of lectures on data analysis, data interpretation, data validation. And they used to do PhD also on data related subjects. Getting opportunities. This research and innovation also allows students to stand ahead of others in the crowd, and it makes truly a great difference in their lives with respect to making them happy, with respect to getting knowledge, with respect to remaining updated, with respect to staying ahead. So next transparency shows for any query or for any information, if you want to know about from me or any help, if you want to do that, I should guide your PhD, I can guide your PhD without taking any money. You can take, you come to me. I don't worry whether it is a management related issue, is electronics engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, automobile engineering, anything. I can guide any PhD in any engineering, though I am a metallurgical engineer by education, and all in all, through my training and academic experience, I used to sit in interviews for PhD guiding in the reputed universities, IITs, IIMs. And I used to be an external guide for them, because basically what is required in PhD is not the subject knowledge. You should know how to gauge, how to measure, how to assess the the direction in which a particular student, PhD student has gone. You can very well know by seeing, if he presents, you will very well know if some algorithm is to be developed by him and it has to be validated in computer science. If he has not made an algorithm and not validated it with latest examples, you cannot give him PhD. But these days, PhD in India, in private universities, how they are given, know it very well. I don't want to cast any aspersion on anybody, but everything is done in a different way, which should not be done. So you can come to me for making me PhD guide for any subject, any engineering subject, management, business, or any engineering subject, or anything. And this is our details. First, my name and the email, then the websites of Ripples Learning and CHRMP, then LinkedIn profile for this advanced credentials, and blogs. If you want to see my blogs, I refer to my different, actually after coming to Ripples and joining as mentor and chief advisor, they were telling me a lot of blogs are to be written so that people visit their websites and crowd is increased and we get participants. I used to ask, what is the blog? Because I had never written a blog in my life when I was in R&D. So they told me, what is this blog? And I have, do you know that I have written 98 blogs in field of HR? And 3 blogs are still on serial number 1 of page 1 of Google. You just now type on Google with my name and CHRMP on micro and macro learning. There is one blog which is on top, still top. New approach for, what is that animation? A new approach for blending micro and macro learning. Another is on veteran requisition. And one more is there, which is still on serial number 1 of page 1. So what is required, my dear students, is that total dedication, sincerity, punctuality, hard work, and you dedicate yourself to pursuits of knowledge and learning, and you will find that one day that you are ahead of others. Thank you very much.